The CJ and Go TV Podcast, Episode 7. It's Jane.
And it's JV.
And we are on numero 7.
Yeah, the 7th podcast. It's a little bit late.
Yeah.
But I think we have a good excuse for that.
We have a 13-day-old baby.
Yeah, who's right beside us. She's kind of squirming around right now.
Yeah.
But
you may hear her little noises.
Yeah, making her baby noises.
Okay, so last week was a really emotional podcast.
Yeah, it was.
I couldn't, I tried to watch it after when you posted it to YouTube, and every time I would watch a little bit of it, I would start crying.
Yeah, I put clips. I started to do this thing where I clip pieces of the podcast and put it on YouTube, and I put one on Facebook, and it got a good response on Facebook. A lot of people that we know don't really watch the YouTube channel because it's so specific to TV shows. If you don't watch Avatar, then you're not gonna really
watch the Avatar reaction.
Watch the Avatar reactions, right? So a lot of the people we know, our friends and family, don't watch the channel. But when I put that clip on Facebook, they got to, because it automatically plays, which is So they got to see it, and then they came over and listened to the podcast, and they're like, "Wow, I didn't we got all these private messages from people that we know saying "Wow, I didn't know you felt this way," and sorry to hear
and Cheyenne listened, one of the nurses.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
And one of the nurses found our channel, and that was awesome.
From North York General Hospital.
Yeah. I wonder if any other nurses listen. If you do,
if you were one of the nurses who was with us for those 6 days that we were at the hospital and you're listening, please let us know.
Yeah, find us on Instagram.
Yeah.
What is our Instagram?
It's CJ and Go YouTube.
CJ and Go YouTube, yeah. Also links are down below, always.
Yeah. Okay, so do you want to start the topic today, or do you want me to begin?
You go first.
Okay, so I want to start with, I kind of want to start with something that I hadn't planned on, but I think it's kind of cool. Okay, tomorrow is 2 weeks since Charlotte joined the family.
Yeah.
What's it like being a dad?
Oh man. It's different. It definitely is different.
There's a lot of poop.
Yeah, a lot of poop. It's first of all, it's amazing. Obviously, it's so cool. I have a little daughter. We made her together, and she's alive and moving around. It's just so surreal. It's hard to process. This is your daughter. This is something has half of your DNA, half of your DNA, and we made a little person.
Yeah.
So
and
she's crazy.
She's staying with us forever.
It's not all right, let me just change these diapers and then I can go back to sleep. It's forever. We have this little girl forever. It's amazing. But it is a lot of work.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And not a lot of sleep.
No, not a lot of sleep.
But I think I don't know, I'll be good for a few days, and then it's one day where I'm just miserable and I need to crash. But you've been good at reading that, and I think I was good at reading yours 2 days ago. You were kind of like the day we were supposed to do the podcast, you looked dead to the world. Yeah,
sometimes we need those days where it's you take over for a bit, I'm gonna go to sleep for a couple hours. But you've been really stepping up and doing a lot more than me, because
You make me emotional again.
No, but obviously I noticed that. But I have to do editing. I have to do all this stuff, right? And
you have to make the money, because
I have to.
I'm not making any money.
So, I kind of feel bad when I'm in the basement editing and I'm working on stuff and ideas, but at the same time, if I don't do that, then we don't have money,
and we'll lose the house. So we kind of need that.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that you're really stepping up and taking care of her, and she's been super happy, and it's going great.
I think she's
going really cool.
I think she loves us already.
Yeah, she's still in a early baby mode where it's
because it's still 2 weeks to her due date. She's not even supposed to be out yet.
Yeah, so there's not real, she's not looking at us and talking yet. She's just kind of just instinct and moving around and just need like when she needs food, she cries and
Yeah.
poops, but it's still awesome. It's still amazing.
It
But
is.
I can't wait till she starts to like notice us and
No,
like.
don't rush my baby.
I know. I wonder when that's gonna happen.
I don't know. I could. I have that app, like the app that I used during my pregnancy, and now it's like it tells you. You know how every week it would tell me the things to expect in the pregnancy. So now it tells you the things to expect with your newborn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty cool. But then ours is a little different because she's like a tiny bit behind because she's not full grown yet.
Right.
Because we're hoping that she goes back to 6 pounds on Monday.
Yeah.
She gets her next weigh-in.
Oh, that's tomorrow.
No, tomorrow's Sunday.
Oh yeah, today's Saturday.
Saturday, yeah. So Monday we get her weighed, and then we'll see what happens. Like hopefully, we want her to get back to her birth weight. Her birth weight was 6 pounds 2 ounces, and we're hoping that she gets there because then that means that she's doing really well.
Yeah, I think she's there. I don't know though, but I think she gained weight.
Yeah.
If you have kids, let us know when they like start to when the average
smile
time
on
they
their
start
own
to like
and
really
stuff.
look at you and like because she's like it feels like she's looking at me but she's kind of looking around me like her eyes always dart around. Like I wonder when can she see us yet?
I took a picture of her and it looked like she was looking directly at the camera, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
But her skin is starting to change color.
Yeah, she's like halfway between us now.
Yeah.
At first, like in pictures, people are like, wow, she's so white. And then I take a picture with her and they're like, oh, she's not compared to you.
So she's starting to change already. Like she's getting,
she came out looking
skin.
so much like you. I was so like.
Still looks like me.
I know, but I just wanted her to look like something like me.
Yeah, we'll see. She still has a long way to go.
Yeah. I absolutely am in love with her. I love when she lays on my chest and like we're sleeping and stuff. I don't love 4 a.m. I'm gonna tell you that.
Because we have to wake her up every 3 hours to feed.
She wakes me up
So
at the 4 o'clock in the morning one.
yeah.
Actually, to tell you the truth, it's not her. It's BMO.
Oh.
BMO wakes me up. BMO wants breakfast. So Charlotte's left like screaming while BMO takes me downstairs to feed her. But I found that if I don't feed BMO first, the screaming from BMO is a heck of a lot worse than the screaming from Charlotte. Because BMO doesn't stop. Like Charlotte can be soothed, but BMO will go on for an hour.
Yeah.
And it's
She
like,
doesn't stop.
yeah, so BMO, guys, an update on BMO. She has finally felt comfortable enough to get into the bed with us. So it'll be like JV, Charlotte, me, and then BMO comes at the bottom, like where Charlotte's feet would be if she were like a full-size human.
Yeah.
And that's really exciting because she's kind of getting used to her sister.
Progress is being made for sure.
Yes. Now tomorrow is a special day in Canada. I don't know if it's around the world, but definitely in Canada. Tomorrow is Mother's Day.
Yeah, that's North America. I don't know about the rest of the world. Yeah, you're right.
I thought that my first Mother's Day was going to be 2019.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because she wasn't supposed to be born until May 24th. So I thought that the first, like, kind of Mother's or Father's Day was going to be yours in June.
Mm.
But it just turns out that it's mine tomorrow, and I'm a mommy. I can't believe it.
Something.
Huh?
I gotta get you something. Shoot.
Well,
It's Monday, right?
it's Sunday tomorrow.
It's Sunday.
Yeah.
I thought it was Monday.
No, it's always Sunday. But if we we could do something nice tomorrow. Tim Hortons started this cool thing where they have like this Timbit bouquet. And it's like these sticks with Timbits on the top, and they wrap it in like tissue paper, and they have it in a box.
Canadian. That's like...
Yeah, it's so funny. I guess they started selling them today. It's sold today and tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And it's all over Instagram. Everybody's getting them for their moms.
My God.
If my mom were in Canada, I would get it for her too. Yeah. Like that would be amazing. My mom, guys, is in Ireland. She's with her mom. They go on a little trip together every year. My granny she lives in Limerick in Ireland, and then my mom goes over and then takes her around because she doesn't want to fly anywhere. So they just go around the country.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so my turn.
Yep. Go ahead.
So there's a lot of this. We're kind of late on this, but there's a lot of this Kanye controversy going on with like the things he's saying and the actions, the things he's doing with like the whole Trump hat and like the stuff he said about when he went on TMZ, he was like going on this crazy rant, and then he said like how slavery is a choice, and so I think people might want to hear our opinion on it. So what do you?
Okay. So many times, to be honest, I bite my tongue about Kanye West.
Yeah.
So I remember being in university, and anytime there would be any news about Kanye, I would just go off. And then my two friends, Jamie and OC, they would be like, Jane, like, why do you hate Kanye so much? And I was like, I just hate him. Like, because like back then he was so racist. Like, I don't know if you remember those times where he would be like, everything that came out of his mouth was like anti-white people.
Yeah.
And
Did
it
you
was
like his music?
I loved his music, and and it made me feel like, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, he hates me, and I'm like listening to all his music, and like he doesn't even know me, and he hates me, and it just like, I don't know, like I hated that part of Kanye, and then he started to change, and then it seemed like he was making progress
Because he wasn't referencing like white people a lot.
No,
Because I noticed in like the rap you're talking about, I remember he would say like,
like horrible things. Yeah, and it was just like,
I never really thought of it in the other, like being a white person and listening to it, like.
Yeah, it made me feel like crap.
Yeah.
I hated that, but I'm sure that's just like a piece of what it probably felt like the other way around, like way back, you know.
Yeah.
But still, it just like, it was like these huge pop culture references, and then what I had gone through in high school. There was like a lot of, it was, I guess, like around those times there was a lot of like anti-white stuff, and then it was hurtful. So then when Kanye was like singing all these songs, it would hurt me. So then I hated that I loved his music. But now I think, so first I thought that he was having like maybe a mental break, like just having some trouble. I thought recently.
Mental breakdown?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like I thought that, he might be having some trouble. Like maybe the fame was getting to him, or maybe it was like the whole, like when, like they went after Kim in Paris because of him. Like they didn't care that she was Kim Kardashian. The whole time during the robbery, they were calling her the rapper's wife.
Oh, really?
So it was his fault that happened to her. And
Paul, she shouldn't have been wearing that crazy. Was it a ring?
Her wedding ring, yeah.
Yeah, a ridiculous ring.
Yeah. Well, that's like Beyonce decoy. Never wears hers.
Yeah, or wear like a decoy or something.
Yeah. But anyway, so Kanye felt so awful about that. It like plagued him for a long time. I knew that because, as we both know, I'm a huge Keeping Up with the Kardashians fan. And
I can't even.
You have to leave the room.
Other shows like that you watch, I kind of like get roped in, but I can't do
the Kardashians.
It's so stupid. I just can't.
Yeah. So anyway, I felt like, okay, so something's wrong with Kanye. And then I thought, okay, maybe it's this whole, like the backlash he got after the Taylor Swift thing. Like that just seemed to follow him forever. And it was like it was a mistake. He owned up to making a mistake. It was like, he just couldn't quite recover from that. And then I thought about like when you think of Chris Brown, what do you think of?
Rihanna.
Yeah. So it's like the Chris Brown Rihanna thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like Chris Brown was a product of abuse as a child. And then, psychologists and like psychology books tell you that usually a person who's a product of abuse tends to become an abuser. So yeah, that happened. He got help, everything, but he
Chris
can't.
Brown's album sales are crazy though. So
yeah, but he can't escape that reputation. It's like, so Kanye couldn't escape this. And I was like, maybe that's haunting him, because I know Chris Brown had a huge breakdown later in Walmart when he thought that they weren't putting out his albums in there because of the Rihanna thing. This is like really? Years later. Yeah. And, I thought, okay, well maybe, this is what's happening to Kanye. But then I realized, after doing like a little bit of research, as we always do with everything, that he has an album coming out.
Yeah.
So it's like he's pretending to promote Trump and to act all crazy so that all the media is about him, and then he's going to drop an album. And it's like everyone's talking about him, so maybe it'll catch a wave, you know, and people will download it. Oh, let's see what crazy Kanye came up with.
Exactly. That's a big part of it, because he was even like off Twitter for, I don't know if it was for years or like a year. He was off Twitter, and then all of a sudden he came back
and started tweeting all this craziness.
Yeah, I started tweeting all this stuff and getting all this media attention, and it's working. Like a lot of people that weren't like thinking about Kanye are thinking about him. Like everyone's talking about him, even us. Like
well, even people that don't even know who Kanye is, like my parents, they don't know who Kanye West is, but they know who Kanye is because that's that rapper that likes Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. You know, mama, like he's pulling a stunt.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like a lot of it is for the album sales, and some of it might be like how he actually feels, or like he's saying with the Donald Trump thing. He's like, do you know what he's saying about that?
Okay, why don't you tell me?
Okay, he was saying with the Donald Trump hat thing, he was wearing it because
Make America Great Again.
Yeah, he wanted to. Okay, so everyone's hating on Donald Trump. The cool thing to do is hate on him, right? Everyone hates on him. So they're not able to speak to Donald Trump because all they do is hate. So his strategy was to put something like that out and then tweet. Donald Trump tweeted him and then they retweeted back.
Him. Yeah.
So he's building this rapport with Donald Trump, and he like to get in with him and then sit down with him and then actually get a chance to talk to him.
Yeah.
Like, but through all the craziness, like you have to, like with Kanye, it's like he goes on like these hour-long rants, and then you have to filter it down.
At a concert once, he did like 20-minute rant. Like,
yeah, it's crazy. And then you have to filter it out and figure out what he's actually trying to say.
Yeah, because
like he should formulate what you're gonna say first and then say it, which is what the TMZ guy was saying.
Being an artist, though, like that you sometimes what comes out you're not able to control, and that's what makes what you do beautiful.
Yeah, it is. There is some of that, but like it's kind of annoying that he gets this pass. Like, normal people can't do that. Just go on this rant, and then people have to analyze it and then figure out what you mean.
Yeah, but the TMZ guy was absolutely like eloquent in his speaking.
Mm-hmm. I saw the full interview with that. Did you see it's like 20. I forget how long it is, but it's way longer.
No, I only saw the piece.
So if you watch the full thing, you'll get a better handle of it. But he was doing one of those rant things again.
Yeah.
And then he said what did he say?
Slavery was a choice.
He said, hold on.
That part really bugged me.
He said, slavery, and there was all y'all. That sounded like a choice. So when he said that,
that's when the TMZ guy.
Yeah, the TMZ guy said something back, but I think what he was trying to say in that, and this is what I've working as an electrician, I work with a lot of different cultures.
Yeah. So
this conversation would come up sometimes, not all the time, like barely any, but sometimes they would talk about slavery with people from like electricians, I think from Russia or some other countries, and they would talk about the black people, like because in other countries when there was huge slavery, there would be rebellions. And they would rebel against the masters and take, overthrow. And he's like, why didn't, they would say the black people didn't revolt. But that's like, I thought so too. And I think that's what Kanye thought as well. Like
she's okay. She's trying.
So Kanye said like slavery and there was all y'all, like that sounds like he thinks like they should have rebelled. And like I kind of thought so too when I heard those people saying that, but then I did research and there was rebellion.
Yeah, and it made the life much worse for the other slaves.
So there was 3 major rebellions, but there was like, when I say major, they weren't that big, because how slavery was happening is they were all spread apart, like really vast distances. It wasn't like there would be like a plantation with like a huge number. Well, there was actually, but just the way it was structured, it was very difficult to start a rebellion. And then the biggest rebellion that happened, it was like not that many, so maybe 20 slaves were free, and then they went from house to house because all the men left to go on a hunt or something. Like all the men left, so that's when the rebellion started.
Yeah.
So it started out with like 5, and then they gathered more and more, and like 20 or 30 of them, and then they went to the houses and killed the women and children in the houses, and then because the men were gone.
Yeah.
But once this
like they killed the white women and children. Right?
Yes, that were in the houses. But once the word got out, they called in the militia, and the militia came in and wiped them out.
Oof.
And then after that, the rules for the slaves were way worse, and then it spread all throughout. And then the rules, every time there was a rebellion, the rules just got worse. But they were spread out so far that it was almost impossible to start this big rebellion.
Yeah.
So they rebelled in other ways. They rebelled in like learning how to read.
Yeah, slowing down work.
Yeah, slowing down work, pretending they didn't understand what the master was saying, starting families. Like they rebelled in other ways.
Yeah.
But it just takes a little bit of research to figure that out. But I think initially you think, yeah, why didn't they rebel? What the hell is going on? Like they just kind of.
Then you do like a tiny bit of research and you're like, oh, they did.
They did. And
like, come on, Kanye.
So yeah, like there's a lot of misconceptions about that. And even like that helped me do research on it. Because I kind of thought like, we must have outnumbered them. Why didn't they fight back, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, but yeah, I guess they tried. So yeah.
That's good. You got your little like history lesson out there. I
but
appreciate
it's mainly
that.
for selling albums. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. For that's the purpose of Kanye's recent public demise. Okay, there is this hilarious tweet that's going around. It's going like wildfire. And it's probably fake, like, and someone's just retweeting it, like the meme or whatever. But it's George W. Bush, and he had tweeted, Kanye West hates black people. Because it goes back to, remember that like, what was it? He was with Mike Myers or something?
Yeah, and he said Kanye West doesn't care about black people.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But it was like, that's when the camera went on them. It was Kanye, and he's like, George Bush doesn't care about black people. And then Mike Myers was like,
yeah, Mike Myers, that was the best. His eyes
like darting side to side. Like he's like, oh my God, what have I done? Yeah, why did I get paired with this guy?
Yeah, and also in that TMZ rant, he was saying how he got liposuction. No, first he had a breakdown, so he started taking antidepressant pills.
Kanye,
like a bunch of them, and then he got lipo because one of the Kardashians, like the brother or something, got really big.
Yeah, he got huge.
So he saw how the media people were treating him.
They were so awful to him.
Yeah.
Awful.
So he was yelling at the TMZ employee saying, because of y'all, I got liposuction. Because I saw the way you treated Rob. It was because of y'all I had to get liposuction. I'm on these pills. Yeah. Oh, because, not antidepressants. He got liposuction, so they put him on painkillers. Oh. And then he said he got hooked on the painkillers.
Oh, that happens so often.
Yeah, it's an epidemic in the United States. Like painkillers are like crazy. Like it's way worse than any other drug, but it's not talked about. I had this major surgery, and I'm taking regular strength Tylenol. Yeah, good. I don't want you, because they get in the States, man. It's such a moneymaker that. It's kind of like not talked about. Yeah. And they'll talk about heroin and marijuana. They're called opiates? Is that it? Yeah, exactly. It's a byproduct of some, I forget, like, it's like really close to heroin or something like that. I forget. Wow. I got to do more research on it. Well, we've talked about Teen Mom and Ryan Edwards being like hooked on, we thought it was opiates, but it was heroin. Yeah, it's actually heroin. Yeah. Maybe opiates and then heroin. But yeah, it's so it's a huge epidemic. So he was yelling at people saying it was because of them. And then he said he was trying to get help for it. So he went to the doctor, and then the doctor prescribed him more pills. Oh my goodness. So that was like another reason why he was like trying to say like we're being enslaved mentally because of all these things. But TMZ was a huge part of the problem with Rob Kardashian, like what they did to him. Oh yeah. Oh, so that's why he was yelling at them. Yeah, TMZ was the ones that broke the story about him being so fat and and then you know how they have their little meetings or whatever, and they were saying horrible things about him, and it was like on TV. I thought he was saying y'all because it's just he meant the fans.
TMZ broke the story.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're getting all these like little bits of information.
This chicken nuggets. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
TMZ breaks a lot of stories and they're awful. Some of them, you know. It was like they also broke the story about Chloe and Tristan, like Tristan cheating on her.
Oh yeah.
Like right before she had the baby. What, like a week before, a few days before? Imagine, like, I couldn't imagine, like, you need your significant other with you in the hospital because it's such a traumatic time. Like, no matter how your birth goes, you need them. Like, you need that support. And for her to find out a few days before that he stepped out on her.
Yeah, that was bad. The whole thing was just messed up. The whole thing, like, he was messed up for doing that. Those girls were messed up for setting him up.
Yeah.
That whole setup.
And that one girl
terrible.
that's still, there's this girl that he was, the one that he was going to the hotel with, whatever. So on her Instagram, she started posting pictures and tagging him and Chloe in them.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's like, what are you trying to do? Like, brand yourself as a homewrecker for life?
Yeah. I don't get that.
Like, I don't understand how, like,
how
do you win right? as that person?
And then she was getting blasted so much. Didn't she have to, like...
I don't know. Like, shut down or whatever. I didn't hear anything.
She kept getting harassed, but... Man. Yeah,
crazy.
The whole thing is...
And then some people aren't sympathetic to Chloe because she got with Tristan when his girlfriend was 8 months pregnant.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he had a baby on the way. So it's like he's just a serial cheater. I don't know. And it's so sad because he's Canadian.
Is he?
Yeah, he's from Brampton.
Shoot.
I know. It made me sad. I wanted it to be like...
But how are they now?
I don't know. There's like no news. She just posted her first picture of the baby. Like heavily filtered,
I heard she forgave him.
Maybe. I mean... Got to be so tough to like, you just had a baby with somebody. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, so Kanye. It's funny that Kanye, whenever you mention him, it's like it's suddenly connected to the Kardashians no matter what.
Yeah, you forget. I forget sometimes that he's
married to Kim.
Yeah, I'm married to her.
Yeah, she's been married so many times.
I haven't heard his new track, that Boopity Scoop track or whatever.
Boopity Scoop? What?
You never heard it? You never heard of it? It's like Boopity Scoop. Boop. I don't know. I heard like...
I want to listen to that while I clean BMO's litter box. Poopity Scoop. I'm going to sing it. I'm going to learn all the words.
Yeah, apparently... I don't know. I haven't heard it, but it's being made fun of. It's like some people say it's like the ramblings of a crazy person, but...
Oh, so sad.
I have to listen to it. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, like, I like his music.
I don't, like, my favorite Kanye song is the one with Jamie Foxx. I think it's called Slow Jams. You know, when she says she wants some Marvin Gaye, some Luther Vandross. That song?
Yeah, that
song's love that song. And then the Graduation album.
Late Registration or Graduate? Which one was the best?
Graduation.
Graduation, I think. One of those albums were awesome.
Yeah.
But recently
it was Graduation, the one with the bears on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his best.
Recently his albums were like, they're okay. But,
I haven't really liked them in a long time. I did honestly, Watch the Throne. I liked it a lot. The Kanye, Jay-Z. I went to the show, and then I had bought tickets. And they were like in the upper nosebleed section. And then when I got there, I had won some front of the line thing, or it wasn't me, it was the person who sold the tickets. And so I got front row center, and there was so much like pyrotechnics there that I was sweating. But that was a sign that Kanye, something was going on then too, because he was wearing leather pants and a leather skirt over the pants.
Well, he's trying to do his whole fashion thing, right?
Yeah, but I could just smell the sweat coming off of him.
Gross.
And I hate how sweat smells. It's like any hint of sweat, and I'm like, I gotta leave the area.
Yeah, but yeah, he's trying to do his whole fashion thing, and he feels like he's being like not paid attention to, and he keeps saying like they try to keep me down. He has this whole like them thing
Yeah,
going on. Like,
I don't understand. Like, if you want something, you go for it.
yeah.
It's like we wanted to be YouTubers. And remember when our videos would get like 14 views?
Yeah, exactly.
And we'd be excited. We're like double digits, you know? And then it's just like you make your own, like, I don't know, you make your own success.
Exactly. And it's not like he's not successful.
I know, he's like a millionaire,
yeah, he's
right?
like hundreds of millions of
Filthy
dollars.
rich.
Like, I don't get, he's like complaining so much about his album sales not doing good and his fashion line, they're not like buddy.
I know, you have so much money.
He thinks his album sales aren't doing good because they're not playing it at certain places, or like certain people are in charge of radio play. But
who listens to the radio?
yeah, like they're not doing as good because they're not as good as they were. Not because of the radio play. Huh?
Yeah, I listen to the radio sometimes.
I know you do, yeah, but like it's not like if they were played on the radio, his albums would be better. Like they're not as good. That's why they're not selling as good as before, as well as before. But he thinks it's like the man is keeping him down. Like
there's a lot of people that feel that way, right? That think that people are out to get them and things like that. And it's just like, just take a step back and look at the difference. Like, listen to this song, listen to that song. And if you're realistic, then you can hear the difference. Like, that song was fire. This song is crap, you know?
Exactly.
And I think that maybe he has too many people telling him things are good and they're not so good.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like
sometimes you need people like, you don't need yes men around. You need people to check you and tell you.
Remember we talked about yes men with Ronda Rousey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we said that, you know, she was built up to have the fall that she had because everyone around her was telling her how great she was instead of focusing on like, how can you stay great?
Exactly. Like all the holes in her game, like all the people around her were saying, yeah, you're so great. You're so good.
Yeah. Like it just took, like, you just could watch like 5 fights and figure out her weakness.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what happened, you know? And it was, man, she had that huge, like she wanted to kill herself, right?
Yeah. She had this huge breakdown.
Yeah, I mean, she looks happy now, but she does look like she's on roids now.
Yeah, she's in the WWE now. She's like doing that whole thing.
She's like swollen. You know, she's huge. Yeah.
But yeah, that happens to celebrities a lot of times. Like they have just yes men around them, but you need like the person to be like, hey, like you're screwing up. Like, come on.
Like what we do for each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Even though whenever you tell me if I'm doing something wrong, I start to cry. It's like automatically. You're like, Jane, could I talk to you about something? I'm like,
yeah, it's true. It's so true.
Because I just get upset because I don't want you to think I'm not doing something well.
Like with the show or something, I'll say like.
You'll try to give me constructive feedback, and I just start crying. It's who I am. You married me.
Yeah, I know. But some people can't take that. When you tell them something like, hey, like you're screwing up, they kind of get upset.
Or like, hey, you need to fix this. You need to do better.
Yeah.
And instead of taking it as like constructive criticism, they'll take it as you are against them. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I welcome that. Like if I'm doing something messed up or something wrong that I don't notice, and someone tells me like, oh shoot, oh thanks for telling me. Now I'll work on that.
Yeah.
It's like the analogy I use with like, you go to a party and then there's like something on your face or like something in your nose. And then like, do you want to go the whole party with that something in your nose? Do you want someone to be like, hey, you got something
there's something in your nose.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, when you get like the little thing on your tooth, like a little like flake of pepper or something.
I don't want everyone to pretend like it's not there. I want someone to be like, hey, like get rid of that. You know?
Yeah.
So.
And I hate the feeling of, and like if nobody tells you, and then you're like, did I go the whole time with this on my face?
And everyone was talking about it behind your back.
Yeah.
I want the person to tell me before.
Just be upfront.
Be upfront. Be real. But like, you know, Trump was firing anyone that said anything. Yeah, like
I heard
anything opposing him. Like, hey, Trump, maybe you should. Oh yeah, and then he'd fire them.
Yeah.
He did that so often, and then now he's just surrounded by yes men.
Yeah. It's crazy because we're going to have an election really soon, the province of Ontario, because we're from Toronto, and it's almost election time. It's like June 8th or something, or June 6th. And it's for our next provincial leader. So I guess if you're American, it'd be like your next state leader. But yeah, it's just, I'm nervous about all the options. You know, it's like the first time that I haven't felt comfortable choosing one.
Yeah.
Because everyone has an agenda and it's so scary. And it's like, especially, I think it's because we became parents that now I'm looking, like I actually, it sounds terrible, but now I actually care about what they're going to do.
Yeah, but you're a teacher too, so you kind of want to vote for the person that's going to
protect me.
Screw you over, yeah, because a lot of politicians see teachers and nurses
as
like,
the worst people in the world.
Yeah, they keep trying to cut them, and like, what do you do?
There's one group, they want to cut 40,000 teacher and nursing jobs. And it's like, having just spent 6 days in the hospital, we know how valuable nurses are.
Yeah.
Having spent the last 10 years in the classroom, I know how valuable teachers are. It's like the only two things that I'm 100% sure of that are of like vital importance to bettering the world are on the chopping block.
I know, it's so crazy.
To save taxpayer money. And it's like, what?
And like, if you cut teachers, you're gonna have like the
larger classroom sizes.
Larger classrooms. Kids aren't gonna be as intelligent. Yeah. It makes everything worse. Even in SimCity, okay? So this is like city building simulator. So if you have schools in this simulator and you build colleges and universities, the whole town
gets smarter,
and then there's less crime, and then people have better jobs, and then there's higher income. It's just like even the SimCity sim gets it.
Yeah. But for some reason, it's like the people only look at what money they're going to save right now. It's like, okay, yeah, you'll save a little bit of money right now, but in like 20 years, you're going to have a bunch of idiots in the workforce.
There'll be more crime.
Because
and there'll be like,
instead of having like 30 kids in the class, there's going to be 40 kids in the class. And then it's like, what about that kid that needs extra help? The teacher's not going to have time for them because they have 39 other kids to work with.
Exactly.
Yeah, like right now, it's like in a academic class, the number is 32. So you can have 32 kids in your class. Well, you can have 32 plus 2, so you're allowed over 2. So you can have actually 34 kids. So imagine 34 kids, and if you need help, it's like, I'm so sorry, I can give you 2 minutes, and then I got to help all the other kids.
Wow, that's crazy.
I know.
What was it when we were going? No, actually, no, let's not do that.
Yeah, well, it was a lot less, I think.
Less, yeah.
I think it was I think it was probably about 30. Like, I think it was the same.
Because it wasn't that long ago.
No, but it felt like, it didn't feel like there was that many kids in the class.
No.
Yeah, but I think now just the way numbers go, and especially like where we live, it's so highly populated with people our age that are having kids. So by the time Charlotte's in school, like I can't imagine her class sizes.
It's going to be nuts. Virtual reality class. Space class.
Yeah. I'm going to class on Jupiter.
Yes, so far away.
Where are you going to university? I'm debating between Mars and Jupiter. University of Mars, University of Jupiter. You know, who knows?
Yeah. You know, I don't know if we talked about this, but she might never have to get a driver's license. Did we talk about that?
No, we didn't. But do you remember how that came up? Like what I said at the hospital, like a dummy?
No.
So, at the hospital, we were being discharged, and then we were like, they gave us a paper for her health card, because we have, if you're born in Ontario, then you have the Ontario health card, and so that covers your medical expenses. But then I was like, oh, how do I get her driver's license?
Oh yeah.
What an idiot. Why would I say that? And then the nurse is like, do you mean social insurance card? Something like that. She was like, she tried to make it so I didn't feel so dumb.
Little baby driving.
I'm so used to having a license, you know?
I know, but you were like 6 days. Yeah.
Like,
I understand.
Man,
but yeah, so that's how it came up.
They definitely were probably making fun of me after we left. They're like, that idiot thought that her baby could drive. Charlotte's driving.
License.
You know, her Susu.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But yeah, she'll probably never need one. I'm all for that though.
Yeah, well,
I'm in the camp
years,
that like
I don't know, 16 years.
16 years. I'm in the camp that humans had their chance, and it's not working out.
No,
like,
humans are terrible drivers.
Yeah, people are terrible. We see it every day when we go for walks and stuff.
Yeah,
it's just
like how many times have we almost been hit? And
so many times. It's crazy.
We're not in a busy area.
Yeah, no, humans have had their chance. It's over.
Do you remember when I was like super pregnant and there was that huge snowstorm, and then I was like crossing the street and it was not plowed, and I'm like taking my steps, and then the man rolled down his window to yell at me for not going fast enough.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you serious? Like, it was like 11 a.m. on a Tuesday. And he was just like, it was like over, what was it? Like, no, it wasn't that long ago. We had snow recently. And yeah, he rolled down the window to yell at me to walk faster. He's like, I don't have all day. Something like that.
Man, I would have stood in front of his car.
Oh, I was like, I yelled at, what did I say to him? I'm like, are you serious? Like, I'm hella pregnant and you're going to speak to me like that when you have your wife sitting next to you? And then I said some other things, like maybe not so kind. Yeah. And then he drove off like all angry, but it was like, what?
That's awesome. That's good that you said that.
I stood up for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every time you told me what kind of car he drives, every time I walk by, I look for it.
I look for it too. Yeah. That gold van.
Pop his tires or something. Yeah. Yeah. Humans have had their chance driving, and it's over, guys.
Yeah, it didn't go well.
But imagine having to go to work and you just sit in your car and then it takes you to work. Like,
yeah, that would
why
be so
are people
cool.
opposed to that? Like, I don't understand this. Like, people are like, oh, I love driving.
I hate driving.
I hate it.
Like, I hate it so much.
Wouldn't you just love to get in your car, say your destination, your car takes you there, and you can do other
it's
things?
like a full, like it's enclosed, you know, so you're safe.
In the future, it'll be like an office. Like, you just step into this,
that'd be
like,
so cool.
driving office, and your seat goes back. You
nighttime mode.
You can go to sleep. You can watch a movie. You could read a book. You could do whatever you want. And your car just this total waste of time. You're driving back and forth to work. Like, all that time you would get back. And if your work is an hour away or hour and a half back,
I'm over an hour, right?
Back.
So imagine, what would that be, like 5, 10, like it would be like probably like 13 hours a week.
Yeah, exactly. You can watch Keeping
what a
Up with
waste
Kardashians.
of time.
You can watch The Challenge. You could.
But what a waste of time. 13 hours a week. That's half a day I lose sitting behind the wheel.
Exactly. When you think about it like that, when you add up all that time you waste, and people are opposed to self-driving cars.
That's
what are you talking
2 days
about?
a month. 2 full days a month I lose. That's insane.
It's a lot. It's a lot of time. And then, you would get that back. So come on, Elon and Google and whoever else is working
Remember
on
the one with that handsome guy, Matthew McConaughey? Remember he was like in the Mercedes or something, and it was like he was facing backwards to the front of the car, and he's like, the future is near, so drive while you still can.
Yeah, it was a Lincoln or a Lexus commercial. I forget what it was.
It was a Lincoln, you're right.
Yeah, and it's
I thought it was a Mercedes.
No, but the commercial you're talking about, there is self-driving in that car, but the commercial with the Lexus, it's like a futuristic scene, and there's a guy. It's not him. It's a guy sitting in the car, and then it shows like the future is whatever, something like that. Yeah. Like drive while you still can.
Yeah,
and it showed the car now, and just some guy driving. Like, no, like, I don't know.
I'd rather not. I'd rather have what you're showing right there.
Yeah, I'd rather the guy was sitting and just hanging out, and the car was taking him there.
Yeah,
I'd rather have that than
like that would be way cooler.
Yeah, having to drive. Like, I don't know. If you want to drive, go to a track. What do you guys think? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know what you think about.
If you're in the camp of self-driving, or if you want to just humans to drive forever. And 1.2 million people die from car crashes every year.
Yeah.
20 to 30 million are injured or.
And how many have died from self-driving cars? 2?
I think 1 or 2, but it was the human's fault.
Yeah.
Upon further research.
Both were human
But the
error.
fake news got a hold of it before and before they did their research and clickbaited everyone. So.
It's the worst. Okay, is it my turn?
Yeah. I don't even know. That started with Kanye. We just kept going.
Yeah, it sort of, I don't know, it spiraled. Okay, I This one is could take you a little bit far.
We don't have much time left.
I know.
I gotta do my my Infinity War Easter eggs.
You want to do that instead?
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh.
Okay, let's do that.
No, it's fine.
Because we won't be able to go on.
Yeah, mine might take a long time. So go ahead.
What is it? I'm curious.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh man, that's a good one.
So you can think about that for podcast number 8.
Damn, that's a little preview
Numero
into the next
ocho.
podcast. Shoot, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, in 5 years, like we're gonna have a 5-year-old who's in school.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my baby.
We got big plans though.
Yeah.
Like huge plans.
So think about it. That'll be a topic
right.
that we cover in podcast number 8.
All right, so here's some Infinity War Easter eggs. I know some of you guys have been asking.
Wait, hold on. Do you mean Infinity War chicken nuggets?
Yes, Infinity War chicken nuggets.
Okay, just checking.
Jane accidentally said chicken nuggets instead of Easter eggs.
And everybody went off, and now I'm making it a thing. So please start calling Easter eggs chicken nuggets. Let's make it happen.
In the beginning of the movie, this is spoilers. If you haven't seen it, spoiler alert. Go see the movie.
Spoiler alert.
Everyone in the world has seen it, so come on. So, you know the beginning of the movie when the Asgardian ship was there, and then it sent out a distress call. The voice of that distress call was the director from the first Thor movie.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so they paid a little homage to him. Low key, in the beginning of the movie when he says, we have a Hulk, and then Hulk attacks him, he took that line from Iron Man in the first Avengers when he said that. And Loki and him were talking, and he's like, we have an army. And then Iron Man's like, we have a Hulk. He took that line and said it to Thanos. The Stormbreaker, the new, what's it called? Hammer, Thor's hammer. That's actually Beta Ray Bill's hammer from the comic books.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be in Thor Ragnarok, but they took him out of the movie.
Okay.
He's like,
I thought, isn't it an axe? Was it a hammer?
It's an axe and a hammer at the same time. Yeah, his axe, hammer, whatever. It's just, axe on one side, hammer on the other side.
Haxer?
Hack, yeah. But he was still in it. They had on the collector's building, they had like a big statue of Beta Ray Bill.
Okay.
So in the comics, he's like an equivalent to Thor. Mm-hmm. Like, Odin made him hit because he was. Well, it's a long story.
Okay.
So when Bruce Banner landed in Doctor Strange's house, the first scene when he's like, Thanos is coming.
Oh, he broke the stairs, right?
Yeah, he like crashed through it and broke the stairs. In the comic book, that was Silver Surfer. So
I don't even know who Silver Surfer is.
Yeah, that's a long story.
Oh
too.
Gosh. Nerd alert.
He was in the second Fantastic Four movie.
I haven't seen Fantastic Four.
Gosh, okay, it was terrible.
Hey, wasn't that guy that plays the guy in Black Panther? Wasn't he in Fantastic Four?
The guy from.
Wasn't he a superhero already? The guy that was in Black Panther. Michael. Was it Michael?
Which guy?
The guy that plays the guy that goes against T'Challa. Wasn't he already a superhero?
Oh, yeah. He was in the new Fantastic Four. He was the Human Torch. Okay. You're right. Yeah. So he was the Human Torch.
Chicken
in the Marvel...
nuggets!
You got one. In the Marvel Universe, he was already Human Torch. And he was Killmonger.
Yeah.
But you know who else make that connection? Who else was the Human Torch?
I don't know.
Captain America.
Captain America was also the Human Torch?
So in the original Fantastic Four movies, there was 2 of them. He was the Human Torch.
Captain America.
And then they rebooted Fantastic Four, and then
Killmonger?
What's his Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, they made him black and Michael B. Jordan, and then he was also both guys were 2 other superheroes in the same universe.
Marvel, let's use some other people here. Like let's branch out. You're giving all your money to the same people.
Yeah. All right. So another Easter egg. The timeline. So they screwed up in Spider-Man: Homecoming,
which I just started watching. We were in the hospital, but I fell asleep.
So
not because it was boring, because I was so exhausted.
In Iron Man. Oh, sorry. In Infinity War, Iron Man said 6 years ago when they first attacked New York, when Loki first attacked New York with that army, said 6 years ago, but in the beginning of Spider-Man: Homecoming, it says 8 years ago. So they screwed up.
Jacked it up, yeah.
Yeah, and then the Russo brothers came out and confirmed that Spider-Man: Homecoming screwed it up, and that was wrong. That's why they avoid saying, like, having time stuff.
Yeah.
Because they knew people would screw it up. But having like a $30 million movie, having that squeak by, like, no one saw that. Come on. All right. So in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Rocket Raccoon, right?
Yeah, Rocket.
He steals an eye or Groot takes the eye. Remember, he kept sending Groot to go get stuff. He wanted him to get
like when they were in the jail or whatever,
and
and he kept going and getting stuff.
So Groot took the eye, and then that eye he gave to Thor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's how he got his eyeball back.
Mm-hmm.
But was that shown?
Yeah.
No, I must have been when I had my eyes closed.
Yeah, he's like, I would watch that before I put it in, and then Thor just put it in. And then so there's one.
Yeah, I was having a hard time that day.
Yeah, for sure.
Dang it.
That was the day. Yeah, okay. And then so Bucky, he's kind of in Wakanda. He's referred to as the White Wolf.
The White
Wolf is another character from the Marvel Universe that they might turn Bucky into the White Wolf. Yeah. Instead of the Winter Soldier, they might turn him into the White Wolf. So that's something from the comics.
Yeah.
When Spider-Man webbed Thanos in the face, that's straight out of a panel from the comic books.
Oh, cool.
When, what that says. Oh, the finger snap, that's straight from a panel.
They
from
reference
the
it
books.
so many times. Like, even in the trailer, they give it like 2 or 3 times. And then in the movie, it was like, when Gamora was talking about it, she was like, all it would take is the snap of his fingers. Mm-hmm. I'm making no noise here.
Yeah. And also, when he turned Drax and Gamora into ribbons and blocks, that's a straight panel from the comic books. I love when they do that. They get exactly the shot from the comic, and then they put it exactly into the movie. So that
is cool.
Mm-hmm. Red Skull was a big Easter egg.
Yeah, you were talking about that, like, even before, like in the movie. As soon as we came out, you were like, "Did you notice Red Skull?"
But you should, because you said your favorite Marvel movie was the first Captain America movie.
Yeah, but I don't remember it anymore. I just remember that I liked it.
He was the main bad guy.
I can barely remember.
So he has the super soldier serum in him, but like the Russian version, which turned him into how he looks.
Yeah.
So he tried to use the Tesseract, and then he was kind of like banished into the soul world. So he's now like a prisoner of the soul gem, but he guides people that are trying to get it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Was that so? This is like on the mountain or whatever when he threw Gamora off. Mm-hmm. Okay, actually, I do remember.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so Doctor Strange. So we didn't talk about this in our review, but we knew it. But Doctor Strange has a plan. Remember he was like sketching out, and they're like, what's wrong? He's like, I just saw. He used the time gem.
Yeah.
To look at 14 million. I forget the number, but 14 million outcomes, and there was only one time where we won.
Yeah.
At the time, walking out of the theater, I'm like, why did he give the time gem so easily? Even Thanos is like, you had the time gem and you didn't use it? Like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
But he did use it.
Yeah, he did.
So everything that's happening now is part of this plan.
Doctor Strange's
plan.
I can't remember, did Doctor Strange disappear?
Yes, and before he disappeared, he says, Tony, we're in the end game now.
Okay.
And he disappeared. But I have to see it again, but I'm not sure if Doctor Strange told Iron Man of this plan.
Okay.
But he did. Actually, he said, after he was sketching out and he said there's only one outcome to this, they had time to huddle, and then that's why they were doing that sick orchestrated attack.
That's me.
But I don't know if Doctor Strange told him that there's a huge plan after that. Like,
okay.
So the outcome, like giving him the Soul Stone, them losing, was all part of the plan.
Yeah. I got an angry baby.
Look who's awake.
Give her susu.
And last Easter egg.
Oh, she's mad. We almost made it through the podcast.
Okay, last Easter egg.
Okay.
From Arrested Development. Did you watch that?
Of course.
Okay, so Tobias. Remember when that whole Blue Man Group he was like obsessed with the Blue Man Group, and he would like paint himself all blue.
Yeah, he was auditioning because he wanted to be an actor.
Yeah, so when they went to the Collector Planet, the Collector collects all types of different species and stuff.
Yeah.
So in one of the tubes in the background, for a split second, Tobias is in the tube.
As one of the Blue Man Group people?
He's all blue, and he's in the tube as like one of the collector's like specimens that he collects. It's only a split second.
He's a never nude.
And the reason why is because the Russo brothers also directed on Arrested Development.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they popped that in there.
That's cool. Tobias made it.
Yeah, so there's the top Easter eggs. If there's
top
more
chicken nuggets.
If there's more, let us know down below. We want to hear all the ones we missed.
Yeah.
So just write them down below, and let us know.
I think that like a cool one, was it an Easter egg? No, I guess it wasn't. I was gonna say a cool one was like getting to see like everyone kind of come together and working together. But it was like suddenly it was, like when a zipper goes up, how it's like perfectly seamed together. Mm-hmm. It felt like we had just watched Black Panther, and then like Black Panther was part of the universe, and it was like that felt so cool seeing that happen. But I wonder, you remember how everyone was like going crazy about the views of Black Panther, like how many people had watched it?
Yeah.
And it like broke all these records. Did Avengers Infinity War beat those records?
It's the highest grossing movie of all time.
It beat all the records?
Everything.
Yeah.
Black Panther moved down to third or fourth biggest movie of all time.
Wasn't it number one?
It was not. I don't know. No, it wasn't. It didn't beat Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Okay.
Or I forget. One of the Star Wars movies,
yeah,
or both of them might be in there. Guys, let us know about the numbers. But
so,
Infinity War is the
highest grossing movie of all time.
And it's still not done. Like it's the fastest to reach $1 billion.
Oh my, $1 billion?
$1 billion. Like that's so rare.
Jeez.
Like this quick.
Yeah.
It still has a lot of time. Like we're gonna see it again.
Yeah, we are. DC must be like losing it.
DC's
what did movie make? $40?
Anywhere close,
Justice League?
Because Marvel played the long game, man. They played 10 years.
And that's how you do it.
Long game.
Yeah.
Justice League came out.
They tried to get rich quick scheme. Fast. Yeah. Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, like we didn't care about these characters.
No, they should have taken their time.
Exactly. Develop the characters and like let us get like Aquaman. I don't know that character at all.
I know.
He's such a cool character. I want to know before.
He is so cool.
Yeah, before they wasted it on this Justice League movie.
I know. That Justice League movie, it was like it could have had so much potential.
So much. Man.
But yeah, Avengers Infinity War, I need to see it again, but because I was so ill that day. But I was thinking like, man, the parts that I remember are so incredible.
Yeah, me too. Maybe we can ask PETA to come over and then we can
watch her for a couple hours.
PETA, if you're listening.
PETA, we know you listen. Come watch her so we can go watch Infinity War again. Just want to see it one more time, and I want to see it with you.
Yeah, I want to see it with you. Like, I don't want to go. What am I going to do? Go alone?
Yeah. You're my best friend.
You're my best friend, too.
That was cute. Our little moment there.
All right. That's a good place to end it on that cute moment. Thanks for listening, guys. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate all the feedback and all the support for the podcast.
Yeah.
I know it's something we don't usually do. It's different from our reactions. But the people that have been listening, like, we thank you guys so much.
So much.
Yeah, it's been
We
growing.
really super appreciate all of you. And, it's kind of fun to share parts of our life with you. And it's like JV and I learn so much about each other every week that we do this. And I think even like your best friend Ryan and my best friend PETA, like they learn new things about us and about each other too. Like they learn about me and about you, and It's like it just like builds our bond even more, and it's nice.
Yeah, and we're hoping that we build that bond with you guys too.
Yeah.
Because watching us react is one thing, but actually listening to our opinions and our stories and
getting to know us on a different level. And then it's like when you watch the vlogs, you'll see when we respond to certain things, like why it's so important. Because you'll be like, oh, I know that Jane hates feet, or I know that JV can't stand a suction sound, different things like that. He's slowly getting used to that, guys, because Charlotte is constantly like,
yeah, you know how everyone has that one sound they hate, like nails on the chalkboard, or for Jane, it's like when people bite the fork.
Oh,
I can't even say it. For me, it's like a suction sound. Like, I hate that sound.
Yeah.
And then Charlotte is nothing but suction sounds.
Look, she's so mad that you're calling her out.
Yeah, I'm getting used to it. Like, it's not that bad.
Uh-oh.
And also, guys, we gotta go because Charlotte's going crazy. If you're watching this on YouTube, go down to SoundCloud, follow us on SoundCloud, and
she's so mad.
Listen to the podcast there. We're also on iTunes. We're also on every single podcast app on Android. So go there. Search CJGO TV. Follow us on there. Subscribe. It's totally free. You can listen to us at work.
Absolutely.
On the way to work, you can listen to us. Like Peta, she listens to us at work, but she doesn't get work done when she does.
Yeah. Hopefully no one from your work is listening, P.
Yeah.
Baby.
And I'm working on Spotify. We should be on Spotify pretty soon. Okay? All right, guys.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Catch you next time. We're out of here. Peace. Charlotte, come to mama. If you like that video and you want to see more, go ahead and click that square button.
And if you want to subscribe, click that circle button.
Thanks for being part of Team Go.